Good morning, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. We have Jordan Stone here, and she's the owner of Delaney's 100-mile market in Old Town Temecula, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Stella.
We're just both so excited.
Yeah,
we can't contain ourselves.
That's right.
So why don't you first tell us a little bit about Delaney's 100-mile market, you know, kind of what you offer. You guys have a whole bunch of stuff in your store.
Right. We are an all-local foods market. When I say all local, I mean about 98%. What we do is we support local farms. So, and by local I mean within 5, 10, or 15 miles, and everything ripens naturally on the farm, and it's not shipped very far, and we know the owners of all the farms are all small family farms. They bring them into the store, and everything is super fresh. Like we have fresh eggs that come in the morning, we have fresh goat milk raw, cow's milk raw that comes in,
wow.
meats, chicken, all kinds of things, and people grow them very naturally. They don't use any pesticides, any herbicides, and so it's a place where you can get extremely clean food for you and your family at a reasonable discount.
That sounds really good.
Oh, thanks.
So today you're actually going to show us how to make some ravioli from scratch.
That's right. That's right. We actually, myself and my daughter are the owners of the store. My daughter's Carly Stone, and we make fresh pastas and sauces every day at the store. And we start in making our pastas. We start with making ricotta cheese when we make the ravioli.
Okay.
So we've already made some fresh ricotta cheese here, and maybe another time we'll come back and show you exactly how we made that. But this is all completely fresh, very buttery, totally different than anything that you get from the store. And then we've made some sheets of dough. So I'm going to go through really quickly how we made the sheets of dough without doing it.
Okay.
We take this is about maybe a pound of semolina flour ground finely. We take just maybe a teaspoon of kosher salt or sea salt, and then 1 egg per pound of flour. We mix it all in one of these small hand mixers with a dough hook. We turn that over until it turns into a nice sticky ball. Add just a little tiny bit of water till you get a nice sticky ball. Not as sticky as you would have it if it were cookie dough, but just a little bit harder.
Okay.
And then you take it and then you put it into a ball, and then you put it into one of these these small hand crank pasta makers, and then it turns into a flat sheet basically. And once it turns into a flat sheet, you can do one of two things. You can either cut it, make it into spaghetti, you can cut it, make it into linguine, or you can just leave it as a flat sheet, which is what we're going to do today.
Okay.
And then we're going to make a quick ravioli. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ravioli stamp. You can get these in lots of different sizes. And then I'm going to start by putting it right on top of my ravioli dough. And I've actually rolled this out to a very thin consistency. Then I'm going to take a little bit of like a little tiny ball of my ricotta cheese that I've already made. Now at this point you can take and put in maybe chopped up mushrooms. You can put in maybe a little bit of spinach or basil. But just put that right in the center there, basically.
Okay.
And then press it down.
And you haven't actually cut the pasta all the way through?
No, I haven't. I just put a little tiny mark on it so that people can see kind of where to do it, and then I put it right in the center there. You're just going to see that I didn't make it very large. I just made it like a little tiny dot in the center. Okay. And then after I do that, I'm just going to take my ravioli, the other end of my sheet, and fold it over. And then kind of, let me go backwards, sorry. Because I don't usually do this and talk at the same time. I'm going to take a little bit of water on my fingers, and then I'm going to just put it all around the outside of the little dab of ricotta cheese that I put here. And all I'm doing that for is just to make sure that it sticks. Okay, so now I'm going to fold it over.
Seems easy enough.
Very easy. And then I'm just going to press it down on the sides. This is so easy to do at home. Now you can either make this ravioli sheets yourself. You can come to the store and order them from us, and we'll make the ravioli sheets for you. So you can do anything you want, or you can actually come to the store and we have ravioli made. So there, I'm just making sure it sticks all down.
It just depends on how lazy you are. If you feel like actually making something that night from scratch,
or if you have the time.
Just buy.
And this seems really challenging. We also do cooking classes too, and we actually show you how to make ravioli, how to make cheese, and how to make the make the pasta itself. And we'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit later.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the stamp now and put my little dollop in the very center of the stamp over my handle, and then press it down. And this is super easy. Just going to press it down, and then I'm going to pull up the dough right around it.
This is something I think that if you have kids or
yes.
or your family, that would be fun to make at home.
It's great
with everyone.
A lot of times at Christmas time, my family and I, we make raviolis, and we stand around the kitchen, and that's what we do kind of all day long. Okay, so I've got this nice ravioli circle right here, and then I just press it down around the center to make sure that it's not going to, and I pull off the extras to make sure that it's not going to open when you cook it. And that's about it. You can do 50, 100, or just 3 of these, depending upon what you feel like doing. This is super easy.
Very.
Now we're going to take them and we're going to put them in the pot, basically, and then we're going to put them in a boiling water, medium boil, a little olive oil and sea salt in our water. And then they're going to boil for about 3 minutes and let them float for 1 minute, and then they're done.
Okay.
And I'll show you what that looks like, because we've already got them all done in here.
Oh, they're in there.
They are in there. Isn't that great?
Thinking ahead. Good job. Okay.
Okay, and then we take one of these. You can use a full strainer if you want to, or you can take one of these, and it's nice and fluffy and airy and light.
Those smell really good.
Now you can put sauce over these, which is wonderful, but I'm going to do something a little bit unique, and I'm going to put just a little bit of sage butter on them.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And I've taken just a little bit of sage. You'll see right here.
Okay. A
little bit of dried sage right here. And then I've taken a little bit of some of the fresh butter that comes in from the farm, and then put it right over the top of my raviolis instead of using sauce.
Oh, and do you kind of use that instead of the sauce?
I use that instead of the sauce.
As your sauce.
Exactly. And this is great. You can just coat it right in here.
Ooh, that smells so good.
Doesn't that smell wonderful?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it right over the top there. Now, if you have it at home, you can also take your sage butter and saute it in a pan for just a couple of minutes, and then it
kind of turns into the sauce.
It turns into sauce.
Put it over the
exactly.
pasta.
I'm not a big lover of putting cheese on at this stage, but a lot of people like to put cheese on, a little bit of Romano cheese or a little bit of Parmesan cheese at this point.
Oh, this smells so good. Pasta is by far one of my favorite things to eat.
I know, isn't that great? I think that's why I grew up and started making pasta on my own, because I love to eat it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, and Sayla, we're going to let you try some.
Oh, I get to try it already?
See what you think of it.
Okay. And you were talking earlier about your cooking classes that you have.
That's right.
And I know you've got a couple. We've got them written down here. Cooking classes that are coming up in January.
In January, we usually do a fresh pasta cooking class almost every month, because people love to learn how to make pasta and make ricotta cheese. And then we're also doing some raw cooking classes. Raw cooking classes sounds like, what do they call that, an oxymoron? But you can do it up to 105 or 115 degrees, but mostly they show you preparation and then food combinations. And then we've also got some gluten-free pasta, gluten-free cooking classes, and then some children's cooking classes coming up too in January.
Very nice. And can they find out more information on those classes on your website?
That's right. You can look up Delaney's 100 Mile Market, and that is 100 spelled out, 100milemarket.com, and that'll have all the cooking classes on it. And in case anybody's on Facebook, we also have a Delaney's Artisan Foods Market group on Facebook that you can look up as well. You can also come into the store and get it on our mailing list, and then we will mail those to you every week.
Okay, and you're located where exactly in Old Town?
We are in Old Town. We are on 5th Street. That's 5th Street, and we're Suite 101. And right in Old Town, we're right across the street from the new, what's the name of
the Edge?
The new Edge. Thank you so much. Not that I forgot that. It's a really wonderful place.
Okay, well, this was excellent. The cheese, the ricotta cheese, that homemade stuff is amazing.
Good, I'm glad you liked it.
So, again, Delaney's 100 Mile Market is in Old Town, Temecula. Thank you so much for coming in, and happy holidays to you.
Thanks, Dayla. Thanks for having me. Okay, good. All right.
And we'll have more for you right after the break.